So in this module, we are going to look at what are the things we should be going, or the government should be giving importance to if they want their reforms or their policies to succeed. So education should be thought as a market with sellers and buyers. And even in most villages, there is not one seller. That is, there is not one government school. There is usually a private school to one or two private schools. And this is because of the private school revolution which has come into Pakistan since the 1980s. Reform is always going on. So if you look at this graph from the 1960s to 2010, you see that there is most of the growth before 1980s and even till 1990s in public schools. So new schools that are open are mostly public schools. But since 1990, the growth of public schools, new public schools being opened has gone down, while those of private schools is increasing. So this is the private school revolution that is going on. And this is a healthy change because of the fact that private schools always perform better than the public schools. The public schools are also, then there is another change which has been done, is that some of the low performing schools have been given to NGOs or CSOs to operate. So that has also helped. We should think of parents as decision makers. So parents are not passive. Parents are active. They think, they decide that whether they should send their son or daughter to school or not. So if you are providing low quality education, that is, in many public schools we do provide low quality education, they understand that it will not have any positive benefit. So their son or daughter will not get any job because of this schooling. It will only waste his time. So it would be better for the girl to work at home, or for the boy to operate at to work in the farms or a workshop. So the idea that we should focus on quantity first and bring all the children to school and then worry about the counting, about the quality is not acceptable. So parents will send their children to school only when you provide quality education, because they are concerned about the effects or the outcome, why their son or daughter should spend so many hours at a school. So, and teachers are the key, of course, in both public schools and private schools. And in private schools, what has changed is the female teachers. So female teachers in the villages where they are available have allowed many entrepreneurs to set up schools at a low cost, so that many villagers can afford them. And they are much better at providing education. They have better quality. They have less teachers, absenteeism, and most of them are not ghost schools, of course. The supply side reforms we should look at is support or credit, provide credit to private schools, and this has been done by the Punjab Education Foundation, which helps private schools if they are in an area which is underprivileged and where there are not many public schools. Support the parents. Monitoring should be done. It has been started. Many reforms have been done monitoring, but it should be better monitoring and evaluation, and there should be competition so that teachers can win awards and get recognition, and that's why they should work together. Then TVET, which is technical and vocational education, should be provided at school. So if the parents understand that their boy or their son can learn some trade with studying, they will be in a much better position to send theirs. Similarly, if a daughter can learn sewing or some craft also while studying, parents will send their daughter. There are more chances that parents will send their daughter to school. Then there is continuation of reform. So wait for the reforms to succeed 4, 5 years, 10 years, rather than changing reforms after every few years. And if you look at this snapshot of the current school education department of Punjab, you will see that since June 18, which is almost 16 months ago, we have 5 different secretaries of education. So we have Ambreen Raza, then Imran Sikandar Baloch, then Zafar Iqbal, then Captain Mahmood, and then of course the current one, Aaron Bukhari. If you are every 2-3 months you are changing the education secretary, it will be stupid to think that your reforms will be succeeding, because every few months the top management is being changed. On the demand sides, if we should talk to the parents, we should focus on the mother and pay to him, so that because she is more interested in educating her sons and daughters. And BISP, Benazir Income Support Program, is working a lot in this sense. We should focus also on health, and of course population planning. We have to decrease overpopulation, or at least the pace of increase in population. If we have to decrease, we achieve our targets. Thank you.